Hi there, my name is Kendrick, and today I get to interview Daniela. So Daniela, welcome.
Hi guys.
So Daniela, can you tell us your full type, please?
Yes, my full type is, you wanted MBTI first, yes?
Sure,
But I
yes.
have a disagreement with that because I think that MBTI and OPS are totally two different systems. So that's
Yes.
why it's hard to manage. So in MBTI, it will be like ESFP, but I call myself more like a ENFP. Then it's also one of the topics that I would love to talk with you today about that. And with OPS, my type is like double feminine. SEFI, consume, play, blast, sleep. And social type, I am not sure because they've told me that I am between 2 and 4.
All right, awesome. Yeah, they told me the same thing too, 2 or 4. So it's one of
Yeah,
those things. Um,
that's a tricky thing to know.
um, so what did you think and how did you feel when you got your typing results back?
Oh my God, it was kind of a nightmare, like because let me tell you how it started. So when I met Stan was interviewed here 1 week ago by you, and then you asked him if you can interview me. So I was, of course, just give me microphone, and I will be super happy to talk with you. When we met, we started to be really into MBTI, and we started like to type every person that we meet. We still do it, of course, we still do it, but with OPS now. It's such a fun like to have a partner in crime with that, with typing people. So for a long time, I was thinking that I am INFJ, and if you would ask me about chaos, I would no. My answer was like, I control chaos. Like I am the master of chaos. My life is, so clear and everything is so perfect. And then I realized that I am a more like EP person and I am the chaos. I am the source of chaos. Yeah, it hit me so much, but it was also such a relief, when I realized that I am the source of my chaos in life. Like all this chaos that I was creating with changing my career, with relationships, then everything started to make sense. And also the thing that I hate control. And any moment that I think about kind of like someone trying to control me, I'm like super blocked and I don't want to let anyone to control me, but in a very subtle way, sometimes it's just like my mom asking me when I'm going to come to my hometown, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's so hard for me to tell you the date because I know that if I tell you the date, um, you will be expecting me to come exactly this day, and I don't know if maybe I would love to change my mind later because it's still like 1 week. So when I learned about my type from Dave, everything makes sense that I am not an I high, that I am, it's my demon. And I see that it's something that I can progress in my life a lot if I will make friends with my demons. And I think that I'm doing very good so far. For sure, like typing from Dave, it's something that brings you relief. But as I told you at the beginning, it was kind of a nightmare because I was so sure that I am N person. That's why I'm thinking that like MBTI and OPS, they are totally different systems. Like even when you look at this website, 16 personalities, when they have like their tests, the questions are so they ask for totally different things. So I was super biased by being intuitive from 16 personalities in MBTI. So when I learned from Dave that I am ESFP, SEFI, it was also, I used to believe a lot with a masculine FI that I am intuitive. So when I learned the truth, it was really hard to swallow at the beginning. I think it took me like 1 week to come back to my like super happy mood. And I remember that I sent a long email for Dave, and he answered me with a short audio like, give yourself like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and everything will make sense later. And it did a lot. Maybe not 2 weeks, but more like 2 months because I'm sleepless. So I needed to
Yeah.
a lot. But yeah, it's such a relief. I really recommend because I remember just before our typing videos with Stan, we were like not so sure about our type. He was sure that he's INTJ, I was sure that I'm ENFP. And when we got our results, we got such a calmness in ourselves, and we changed our mind. Now we are super happy that we are sensor people, like seriously. Yeah, I like it.
Did you think you were intuitive because you have masculine NI? Because
Yes, this is what Dave told me actually, because he told me like, Danny, it's an advanced math. It's like really advanced math. Listen, because you are like savior, feminine sensory and masculine demon intuitive, somehow you're going to be, and mostly when you get older, more an ITI than an IFI than I am. It's something like we have with Shannon, that Shannon, she's feminine sensory, but sometimes I am more a sensor than she is. Yeah. So this is a tricky thing. Like,
yeah,
it's advanced math.
yeah, it's kind of similar to Shan, because like Shan has double masculine last animal, which is the NT blast, and then you have double masculine NF sleep. So you both of you, your last animal is double masculine. So as you get older, that's gonna be like the more obvious one. Is like, so you're gonna go from like the SF cool person to like the NF hippie. That's gonna be your like journey.
Yes, like actually, I was really sure that I'm intuitive. Like I was doing like my whole life was connected with a mission. Like from my childhood, every task, every career that I want to do, it was such a like huge mission. Like every business that I start, it was supposed to save the world. Yeah, I would say like that. So also Dave told me that like my superpower is this masculine NI-FI, that even like when he compared my type with Dolly Parton, that she's also like that, he told me like that there's something like powerful about this masculine NI-FI, that we don't fuck with us. Like we are strong, we know what we wanna, we have our mission. Like don't even try to fuck with. We are friendly, we are feminine, but don't try to fuck with us because you're going to regret it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're similar type to David Goggins also, except he's like the jumper, but with a
Oh
double
yes,
masculine.
oh yes, it was so, okay, let's be honest. This is what I wanted to tell in this interview, because I think that I saw from the community, there are so many people that are like super into like, I am not sensor person because sensor means stupid, what a bullshit it is. So I was also biased by like that. And I wanted to like show like every ESFP that are watching that we are also smart. We are very smart. Like intelligence is nothing related to intuitive sensory thing. Yeah, I even like a few minutes before this interview, like Stan texted me, because he's not in the flat now. Like he went to take care of cats from his parents' house. But we were planning like to come here, ask him to come here during my interview, and he was supposed to do something like TISI. Let me tell the truth, guys. Let me tell the truth, guys. So I'm telling now hello to Stan. I hope that you are not watching it now, because you promised me that we are going to watch this interview and have fun tomorrow. So please. Okay, coming back. Yeah, this is OE, yeah? But you are also OE. So
Yeah,
are you able, Henrik, to get me back to the main to the main tree?
oh yeah, right. So yeah, let's start with because we completely got off tangent. So let's start going. Let's go over your parts then. Let's start with your SF consume. That's your first animal. How do you personally experience that SF consume animal?
I consume a lot. What it means consuming, yeah? Like I'm always updated. This is what I love a lot with Stan, that he has a reversed animal stack. So my savior consume is his demon. So I think that we are able to learn a lot from each other. Even now he left home to load his sleep, process his sleep. So I consume lots of knowledge about people. What I enjoy a lot from your interview with Stan was that you were able to tell him Gdańsk. I was in Gdańsk. So because you are traveling a lot, you have so many points to connect. And this is what I always tell Stan, that, and this is my power to connect with people. I connect with people really easily because I have very wide knowledge about things, especially like people also feelings. but very often like cultural stuff. So for example, when I meet someone new, I immediately try to find common points. To feel this connection, and it works so well. Like for example, this is funny example. Like when I meet someone from India, and they're telling me, "Oh, I'm from India," and I'm just, "Oh, India, Bali Choria, Bali Kangana." And they're like, "Wow, how do you know like our Indian song from the most famous like Bollywood movie?" I'm just like, "Ha, you are my friend now." So I think this is really a powerful tool to connect with people with this SF. To have this knowledge. I think that I'm also like super fast with learning, but I know that is also what Skippy are able to, that we consume knowledge and then we are immediately able to try this knowledge with people. Yes? Like, oh, okay, I thought that Zoom is turned off, but it's okay. Yeah.
You're still fine. Don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, so can you explain me because I know that you have such a huge knowledge about all these functions and all stacks and OPS, and I really love how you in your interviews like explain people how this function can show in the life. So can you tell me that if I understand Skibis correctly, that they are super learners because they first consume and then they use play to connect and to try this knowledge with people?
Yeah, that's true. But I think it's really your blast that is, because you have blast third, right? So I think because you're balanced with consume and blast, because you're an info dominant, that means you can take in information and then you can apply it. And then what a lot of blast last people they don't do is they feel like they have a lot of knowledge, which they do, but sometimes you actually don't know how much you actually know until you try it in real life. So that's where the blast comes in. So if you don't blast what you learn, then do you really know it as well as you think you do? And the answer is usually surprising, which is you don't know it as well as you think you do, because otherwise you would be able to execute it or communicate it in real life. So, and also you learn when you talk to people. So yeah, definitely with the play when you talk to other people, or blast when you explain things to other people or you execute. So because you're info dominant, you have the play and blast like in the middle. So you have like the after you consume, you go crackhead like, with the play and blast together. And that's how you have a lot of your knowledge is more concrete, it's more tested as a result of you actually trying it out with people. And also you said you started a lot of business too, right? So you have a lot of like real life knowledge and wisdom as a result, you know.
And that's a cool thing. What I also see with consume SF, but I'm not sure if it's like really consume, but let's say with SF, what is like really valuable. Recently in OPS classes, we have so many ESFP people, like it's kind of almost like mem that Shan and they always like take now like ESFP or like EP people type. And all of them, they are connected to like show business, also to like performing music, movies, etc. So I also see, because I dance a lot, sometimes I stand on the stage to take care of the meeting, organizing like fun and games, and I see that this is something that I am good at thanks to my SF functions, that I'm not afraid of the stage. And also with FI, because I feel a lot like very deeply my emotions. I'm kind of like the generator of emotions for other people. And I see something similar with TI, that like FE and TE, they're more like gathering emotions and reasons from the tribe. And FI and TI, they're more like generators, like we give them a lot. So I see that when I dance, when I sing, people are like very into it, because I feel it super deeply, and it's easy for me to share my emotions thanks to it.
Right. Um, I want to dissect this from like an NT standpoint, kind of like what SF is really. I'm SF last, so I know what it is, but it's because it's double masculine, but like I have trouble with it. So, but like I'm still an EP, so I have that advantage in my opinion. So so the thing is, in like a lot of ESFPs hate being typed as ESFP because they think it's like not the cool type on MBTI, but in real life it is, which is kind of like crazy because if you really look at it, SF is like what other humans think is like the most powerful thing, because it's animalistic, right? It's like, when someone looks good, the food looks yummy, like someone looks tough, whatever. Like this is all the natural in human instinct that kicks in naturally is triggered by the SF, right? So if someone is like, if you see someone like a big person, right, and they look threatening, then that's like SF also, because they're like, oh shit, this person can like beat me up, right, or something, versus like, oh, this person's like good looking, wow, just like very attractive, so that's like also SF, right? And then so as an ESFP, you, because you have that SF consume, your external image is then SF, so you try to unconsciously, not even like on purpose, like you're trying to be like, like what is like the best presentation possible, from your own perspective, obviously, because it's FI, but that's also attractive to the tribe, because
I agree, but this is like one of the hardest thing for me to understand from OPS, like NF and SF, because I see with myself lots of I do a lot of woo this NF, and I was super into spirituality things, and I also whatever I do, I put a lot of mission into it. Like even if I do like workshop with digital marketing, I always like marketing should have a mission. You should give a value, not it's not about selling, it's about solving people's problems and giving solutions. So I see lots of missions in myself a lot. So that's why it's very tricky for me to understand. What I understood from Dave audio is that ENFP, they're like people, their role in the tribe is like coming and talking like crazy, totally crazy stuff, not related to reality. And ESFP, when they talk, like everything, whatever they talk, it's like related to the reality.
Well, I mean, that's not the point I was trying to make, but
whatever you want, but don't tell me that ESFP are most stupid.
No. I mean, I didn't finish my point yet, because I wasn't done yet. But whatever. So, no.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I mean, some ESFPs are stupid, but like, there's a stupid person every type. There's like a stupid.
Like this is what I wanted. Like I wanted, like in this interview, I wanted to give this mission about like every type has its superpower. Like every type has its weaknesses.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes, and we are all like so amazing, and we are all needed. And it's not such a thing that ESFP are stupid or whatever, or like INTP, they're like so hard with social things. Like I live with INTP, and he's one of the most amazing like human being taking care of others. So I don't wanna ask people to treat ourselves with this type with stereotypes. I think it's like.
I mean, it's more, the stereotype is more funny than like, what's reality. What's reality? Yeah.
Oh my God, I love men so much.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
No, I mean, the point I was trying to make earlier with the ESFP type though is like, like you mentioned that you do dancing and performing and stuff, and
yes, but I have feminine sensory, so I sometimes I fuck at that. I'm not the best one. I think this is the reason that I have feminine sensory.
Well, I mean, like I said, the point I'm trying to make is like, from a tribe perspective, like when you do that performing stuff, it comes across as very like brave and daring. So like human society sees people that are brave and daring as someone that's like inspiring, right? So but what they don't know about the ESFP is they're scared of like control or narrowing down and all that stuff. So actually the truth is, when the ESFP is doing that like performing thing, and ENFPs do that too, that's actually in their comfort zone. But when you put them in the box, that's the discomfort zone. So it's almost like a trick where people think, oh my God, you're so brave. They're like, put that EP in a box. Let's see how brave they really are. And they're not. They're not that brave.
This is amazing what you told just now. This is like totally describing what I've been feeling about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're gonna talk about the NF, but I want to get there, so we're working towards it. I know you want to talk about the NF.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah,
it is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Because I wanted to. I know you're like, oh, let's go talk about this because I'm NF. Because then I'm like, of course you want to talk about NF sleep, because that's your sleep. That's your identity inside. So you want people to know you for your real you, right? Which is like the NF. So which is true. That is actually the inside for you. Is your NF. So you know what? why don't we just screw the other parts then? Let's go talk about the NF. So because you really want, but, let's talk about that double masculine NF.
Amazing. I can imagine like Stan's face when he's going to watch it tomorrow. At this moment, he's going to be like, he's going to stop the video and he's going to laugh at least for 2 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, continue.
All right. So let's go over the double mask. So your sleep last. Let's talk about the problems you had as a NF sleep last. So the first one would be like actual physical sleep. So do you have trouble with like getting enough rest and taking time for yourself?
You know, in the past, I was thinking that this is my chronotype of dream, that I'm like this dolphin, that you have this chronotypes like the lion, a bear, a wolf, and this dolphin. Dolphin is like this type with insomnia all the time. So yeah, it was always super hard for me. Like I always sleep with my plugs, so no sounds will wake me up. You also sleep less, yes?
Yeah, I am, but I was thinking now when you said the dolphin thing, I think you should have a T-shirt with a dolphin, and then the eyes should have like the dark circles. I think that should be your like logo. Just kidding.
Probably yes. Probably yes. But listen, like so yeah, I was taking like also sleeping pills for a long time, and I always like am jealous, but in a positive way, of people that are able to take nap during the day. I was like so impressed, like guys, you can take nap during the day. How amazing it is! Like wow, yeah, because it's something so impossible almost for me. Yeah, so I totally agree that sleep loss means difficulties with sleep, but also I see that the time that I process, like after 2 months after receiving my results from Dave, I posted finally my welcome post to the OPS group on Facebook and also with this Discord. And I wrote it down there that 2 months were needed to process, and someone left a comment like, 2 months were needed. You're definitely sleep last. Yeah. And it opened my eyes for that. Yes, that I always needed in my life such a long time, so many weeks to process things. Yeah.
That's actually pretty fast. It took me 1 year because yeah, before because they typed me as play blast, right? Because I thought I was consume savior. I mean, I agreed with the other typing. It was just the middle one, but they were right. So yeah, but it definitely took a year for me to see it. But anyways, let's talk about your emotional processing. So your double masculine NF sleep. What I noticed, I don't know if this applies to you, but this applies to me. So I don't, and we're both like double masculine last animal. So I want to know if this also happens to you. But at night, sometimes I can't sleep because I'm processing my emotions. And it's like weird because you have to follow your animals, right? So for you, it's consume, play, blast, and then sleep, right? For me, it's play, blast, consume, sleep. So I'm doing the play, blast thing during the day, my work, whatever. And then, before bed, I'm consuming. And then after I consume, now I have to process my emotions. So I can't sleep because I have to process my feelings. So do you have trouble sleeping because you have to process your feelings first before bed? So sometimes like something big happened during the day and like it like emotionally triggered you and you're like thinking about it and now you can't sleep because the freaking emotion is there and you're trying to like figure it out.
This is amazing. Like you just brought me another puzzle to my big puzzle. Yeah. I was wondering about that recently. That because when I have like very important event next day, like recently I had a workshop. I was thinking about digital marketing, and one evening before I was not able to sleep. Like Stan was trying like, okay, go to sleep, and I wanted to play all the time, and I think I did not sleep half of the night then. And also woke up super early. So I know that, but because there are such a strong emotions inside me that I need to process it. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Yeah, it seems to be a common thing with the sleep loss. Is like, especially if you have the FI like pretty high, like us, we have it second, right?
Yes.
Then you have to process it. So with that being said, what would you say are emotions that you struggled with growing up? And if you know those emotions, what have you done to take care of those emotions so that they don't become here's the keyword here, because you have NI, right? The reoccurring patterns in your life, the reoccurring problems as a result of you not resolving those emotions, because FI-NI, right? So what are your reoccurring emotional patterns that keeps happening to you? And what are you doing about it?
You know, I think that OPS is one of the most powerful tools. I also study psychology, but I still see OPS as one of the most powerful tool to work on yourself. Well, when you find when you have your demons. So for me, like you know, like this is a funny thing with EP, because we are so afraid of control. We are so afraid of boredom and having patterns in our life. Like, no, like I cannot always follow the same path, but we still follow the same path a lot. So I was super sure that no, like it's not running in a circle, but I was running in a circle in my life a lot with the same pattern, of course. Like I struggle with boredom a lot. And I used to struggle a lot with my FI, especially because I have masculine FI. So I used to take my emotions as facts. I used to take my emotions as something. Now I know that emotions like come from my thoughts and my thoughts from my beliefs, so I know how to work on them. But then, you know, it was super tricky for me, because when something like negative happened in my life, I wanted to run away. For example, from my job place, I wanted to immediately change my job. I wanted to leave my university with this degree, because I stopped feeling this. And what was even harder for me, it's the same thing used to happen with people. And you know, like you leave the job, you leave studies, whatever, like it's not going to hurt other people. But when you start to feel boredom with people, they were your friends for such a long time, and you just stop feeling this, it's hard to when they ask what is going with you, just like to leave. And it's, of course, it's not because of them, it's just you need to be major, you need to handle your emotions and stop treat them as reality. And to see how, yeah, I always like compare emotions to clouds. Like they come, they pass, and the problem is when we take one emotions and we keep it so strongly, and we want to like make so many decisions at once related to these emotions. Like I feel anger now, I feel sadness now, so I need to change everything, because this, instead of like processing it and waiting is to swallow it, then observe like taking decision only when you're like very neutral state with no strong emotions. Yeah, so yeah, it was always pattern like that. So I know that now I'm so much mature and I took responsibility for my life, and I'm still taking it. This is also like one of the things that I want to tell in this interview, that also what Dave told me, that it's really impressive that I'm before 30 and I figure out how important it is to take responsibility for your life so far. So maybe I think that I'm more like social number 2 than 4.
Yeah, I thought you were too, actually, because you had all those businesses that you were starting. So you're very entrepreneurial, and I think you have someone. The one is not missing, and also like your description. If you were a 4, you would specialize, but you don't specialize. You freaking like have like a
Yeah,
bunch
I
of
think
stuff.
I have issue with specializing, like seriously, because I would love to like take everything. And what about you? Do you think about yourself as what is it? 2? Okay.
Yeah, 2, because I also don't specialize. Like I work in fitness for 10 years, so it looks like I specialize, but actually I have a travel blog, I have a travel YouTube channel, I have this personality YouTube channel. I
Yes.
work as a supervisor in the election, and then I work as a recruiter now for another company. So I'm like, what the hell's all these are all different. It's a typical EP, right? And then also when I work as a supervisor for the election here in Canada, I thought it was like the perfect job for me, actually, because I was like managing all the people, moving the pieces. So I felt like, you know, being responsible for the team was something that that came natural. Like it felt like a perfect fit. So I prefer being the manager over being the employee. But anyways, I want to go back to before we.
Also, they've told you that you are number 2 or 4?
No, they said 4 or 2. They don't know.
Okay.
Like you,
Yeah.
like the same 4 or 2.
Yeah.
They don't know. Yeah, because I asked them like a few weeks ago. So anyway, so with that being said, so the fix for the NF sleep is kind of like David Goggins or Jocko Willing or other people with the NF sleep. So for David Goggins, I think for him, he said that he needs to build a callous mind. So that's his saying, right? Do you know what callous is?
Calluses. I don't know. Like this reminds me about something, but I don't know.
Callous is like, like, do you ever go to the gym? Do you work out in the gym? Like
Yes,
with the weight?
workout now. Yes,
So
yeah,
if you hold the weights too long, your hand gets hard here. You
yes.
know, it gets
Oh, it's like okay, I know.
that's a callus when it gets hard here. So
I do pole dance, so I always have it a lot from the
okay,
pole.
perfect. Yeah, so you know what it is. So basically what he's trying to say is you have to make your mind callous like this. So it's like hard. So when you do something emotionally difficult that challenges your mind, or like, so let's say someone rejects you, someone says something bad to you, or sometimes it's just for yourself that you do for yourself. Like you're doing something, it's so hard and you feel so triggered, like putting yourself in a box, for example. He said over time your mind will callous like in your hand, and then it won't hurt as much anymore because you have that callus, but you have to earn it through repetition. So it's gonna
Yes,
be boring. It's gonna be the same thing over and over again. And basically, the point he's trying to make is like there, unfortunately, there's no cure to your boredom than doing more boring things. But the difference is when you choose to do it versus when someone else makes you do it. So you have to choose to do it, that boring thing yourself.
yes.
You know?
I don't know about you, but I sometimes like try to trick this boredom, I think, with my FI. Like I'm trying to put a value in it
Yeah,
from my FI.
yeah,
And I
that's what it is. That's what
yeah, yeah,
NF sleep is.
yeah, I agree. Yeah, like I love routine, but when it's me who gives myself this routine. Yeah, this is so perfect. Like I feel the best in my life when I have like morning routine, when I have evening routine, and but this is me who needs to decide about that. Like no, yeah, you know it. You're happy, you know it.
Yeah, okay, of course, 100%. I get you. um, so with that being said, so for David Goggins, his mantra is having a callous mind. For Jocko Willing, it's discipline equals freedom. Do you have any quote that you follow, having NF sleep, that you really think is like something that if you follow this, is going to make your life more meaningful?
I don't know if it's like an F, but I can show you just a second.
Sure.
This is from my dream tableau.
Okay,
It's
nice.
like zabawisz tylko iluzją, trzeba zrobić robotę I tyle in Polish. So it means in English that like your like passion is just an illusion. You just need to do this fucking job. And but this is just because, and I related it a lot to the thing that I need to. I see this like very useful for sleep plus, like doing your journal, everyday journal. This is something that I don't want to do a lot. Like I don't want to at all do it. But yeah, but I force myself and I see progress with that.
What kind of progress do you see when you journal?
That I am able to process things faster and apply this knowledge into my life. This my reflections that I get from this, definitely. Because when I leave it only in my head, this is something what I learned from Stan, because he taught me how to do journaling. Like his obsidian with daily notes, the impossibly crazy, amazing way. So I learned from him how to do journaling, and I'm trying. It's not supernatural for me, like for him, because he's sleep down, but I do my best and I see progress, that I'm able to apply this knowledge, these reflections faster into my life.
All right, so Daniela, because this interview is for you specifically, is there something that you want people to know about you specifically? Because this is your platform, and like you were super excited to talk to me earlier, so this is your
Yes,
chance.
I'm excited. I really enjoy it. Like I would love to have like this conversation, like more like playing with ping pong stuff, that I ask you question, you ask me question, and we share our experiences. But I know this interview is about me, and I cannot cheat with asking you questions.
Yeah, some people do that. Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? This is your interview. Why are you asking?
But something like with play dumb people. Like because this is something that I saw, that when I talk with DEOE person, this person, like when they tell you about their holidays, but you won't learn from them about their experience. It's always like about people around. It's always about you know everything about people they travel with, but you really know nothing about them. They don't want to talk about themselves.
Oh, I see what you're trying to say. Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, feel free to ask any question then. We have 5 minutes before I gotta run to my next appointment. So ask anything you want.
Okay. So, what would be your general advice how to improve my life as a double feminine SEFI consume play blast sleep person?
Well, I feel like you're doing everything already that you're supposed to do. You're journaling, which is super important. So you just have to keep up with that. Um, I think because your sleep lasts, I think one of a good form for sleep processing also for that's NF is I think you need to do some visual arts. So I don't know if you do any painting or drawing, but
Mhm. I'm also like graphic designer, so I
okay, so
use
you're
it.
doing it already. Okay, so yeah, because one time I went to a psychologist and it was kind of interesting. They made me do like art therapy, but I didn't feel like it resonated with me personally because I'm not visual. So when I was doing the art therapy on the sand,
Mhm.
I didn't feel like it was doing anything. So I have a new therapist now, and it's a lot better. But I think that my other advice too, like in general, if you have sleep, I feel like you should have a therapist that you talk to. And if you see a therapist, you should see them for 10 sessions because the first 5 sessions just bullshit talk, the surface layer. And then
And
once
then
the
you
ther-
try to open
yeah,
yourself. I
exactly.
went through therapy in my life, and I'm always like I'm supporting people who want to go to therapy
Wait,
because I think part
so
of
you
the
you go to therapy already?
yeah, I went a few years ago. Yes, this is true, and I would truly recommend it, like for everyone, especially in Poland, because we have like hard history in Poland. So of course, it affected our parents, our grandparents. So it's time for our generation to change ourselves, to take responsibility for our lives, and to raise our children in a lovely, so much better, smarter way than we were.
Yeah, you know what? That is true. When I went to Poland or like other Eastern European country, I did feel like there is like that generational pain that came from a previous generation.
Yes,
And
for
it's
sure, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I can feel it. Like it's the new generation is not as affected than the older generation, but it's still there.
Mhm.
It's not gone. And you
Yes.
can
So
and
let's change this.
yeah. So yeah, and it's not helping that there's like a war there right now in the east in beside you, like beside your
Yes.
country. So
So, but I started to change Polish people mentality starting from my circle. Like I always think like every change that you want to apply to environment, to the world, it should start with you. So I'm trying to always like bring people good vibe. This is maybe also like a double activated play, sleep last thing.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I love people, I love play with them, and I love smile to people. So I also, because I am EP and I'm observer, I'm not stuck with people. So I don't spend time on analyzing their behavior later. Like I don't take things personally, and I'm able to joke with people, even if they sometimes like not nice to me. I'm all able to take it and change it into joke, like I did with my first message with Dave. Exactly, that's why he agreed to record birthday wishes for Stan. It was March. Stan's birthday was coming, and I want to give him like special gift. And I text Dave if he can like record me just a short audio with birthday wishes for Stan, and he was like, "No fucking way! Like I don't do fucking birthday wishes. What is the shit? Like, guys, you are 1 year closer to death." And then I answered him, explaining a lot, like my motivations, how I want to give him, like, I also explained how Stan is and how we're passionate with OPS. And then he agreed, just like text me like, "Oh, you little nut, just finally if I need to do it, so you will leave me alone finally." So then, okay. And he amazing birthday wishes for Stan. It was so cool. Like seriously, like he was so nice.
You harassed him until he did it. That's so funny.
Yeah, but I was thinking that it's not go. It won't be possible. Like I was not sure that he would agree, but he agreed, and I was so shocked. I was like, oh my god, so cool. It just I wanted and I got it.
Well, he saved your friends too, right? And also, he he said in his video before, I don't know if you watched the recent video, his favorite type is ESFP and ENFPs. So, so
Yes. I know it from previous. Yes, it's so nice. I also like heard a lot from community that really like ESFP and ENFP because I think we bring people so much joy and so much positive energy, and they really like it.
different kind of chaos, but
Yes, it's like chaos. Yeah. I know
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
ENFP is like the crazy kind of chaos, and the ESFP is like
yes,
a different kind of chaos also. So it's like
chaos.
two flavors of chaos, So
Yes, I was so interested how our interview is going to look like, but I enjoyed it a lot.
it's very chaotic.
Yeah, but I
No,
love it. I can imagine this OI people like they are going to watch and they're going to be like, what? This girl is so fucked up. How am I supposed to like what she's talking the bullshit now? And what is I can imagine like seriously. But I know that more chaotic people, you will get it your best from this.
well, I just want to say one thing before we wrap up the interview is like I noticed when I try to talk to you, you're like a
Yeah.
slippery fish. You don't want to stay in that one topic. You want to jump to the different topic right away.
Yes, it's
So
true.
so
It's true.
like the only thing I see that's kind of bad about that is like we didn't get a chance to go deep into a specific thing because of the need to hop. So I felt like maybe that if there's one thing you could improve for yourself that you asked me earlier is like maybe instead of like entertaining the boredom and switching topics right away, maybe hey, let's go deep into this one topic and see how far we can go, because there is that layer of boredom, but below the boredom there's magic.
Yes,
So
yes. Also, this interview is like we have less than 1 hour, and
yeah,
there's so many topics that we wanna like
yeah,
to move to start now. So I know that I don't have so much time, and I want to tell so many things. But for my daily life, especially with Stan, because we have like so many like such a long conversation, touching topics like very deeper. So I think that's for daily life, it's okay. Like,
yeah, for sure. All right, so Daniela, we'll wrap up the interview here. So thanks for coming out and sharing more about yourself and your life as this very specific kind of ESFP. So take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you around the group.
you too. Thank you for all this chaos that we created now.
All right, see you.
Bye.